Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our pre-market trading in the morning yard, morning and trading podcast, where we are going into the US futures and trying to see where we stand and why we still didn't get out of the woods. So where we stand right now, we had a nice bounce from last week, but we are still not out of the woods. So let's see how this morning is and if we can build a trading plan for that. So right now on the pre-market session and after yesterday big rally up, big move up on the markets, we are on the red, small pullback with the US futures down 0.3%. The DAX Europe also down around 0.9%, FTSE also down 0.87%, and we have volatility right now that's the outperforming right now back into 26 plus up more than 2% this morning. So let's look into those charts and see why we are still not out of the woods. So we had a big looking for the SP 500. We had a big correction since we break below my support line 35.30. We break below the support. We got on that day we got below the 8-day moving average and hit the 21-day moving average that I use as my second support line. Next couple of sessions, what we saw that bears were able to strike and push price below the 821 and going all the way into the 50-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average held for some time, but once again, 2 weeks ago, bears were able to strike, push price below the 50-day moving average and going into my lower support here around 3200. So what we are making right now, we are making a series of lower highs, lower lows. Can that break higher? Yes, but we need to see it. And we are right now on the pre-market session, we are with the SP 500 right at the 50-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average that once was a support right now is acting as resistance. So that's why we are not out of the woods. What we need a break above and staying above the 50-day moving average and staying above 33.50 and going above 33.65. So for today, we have our resistance for the day so far. 33.65 is my level. Breaks above, looking for a move into 3400. But we are really not out of the woods while we are below 34.25. Why is that? Because above 34.25 we start making higher highs, and from there we can pull back and start making higher highs, higher lows. Right now we are still on the phase of making lower highs, lower lows. We can be building here some kind of a channel and trying to break, but once again we need to see it. First, very positive right now that we bounced from 3200. We got above the 8-day moving average, we got above 21-day moving average, but right now we are failing at 50-day moving average. So we need continuation, needs for the bull case above 33.65. If that does not happen, what can we have? We have 33.12, okay, around 3300 is my first support. If it breaks below, we have 32 as the next possible level, and from there we will evaluate, because what can happen if bears are able to strike and push the market down, we can try to pull back, but I believe that we will be able to make a higher low, okay? And if we pull back, make a higher low versus this low, we can resume and try to bounce once again and break, start making higher lows, higher highs. But once again, we need to see it. Yesterday, intraday was a choppy day, so manage your risk wisely. Nasdaq, exactly the same thing, but a small difference. It's on the Nasdaq, we are above all the key moving average. We are above the 821, 50-day, 200-day moving average. So On the short term, on the mid term, and on the long term, Nasdaq was able to recover the bull case scenario. But right now on the pre-market session is making a pause. Where we stand, highs 11,448. Okay, that's the key resistance. That's your highs for the day, and that's your key resistance. What can we be making? And if we pull back, okay, that's a big if. We need to see it. My line in the sand, it's around 11,200. Okay, that's my support. If it breaks below, we can pull back, but I don't believe that we will be making lower lows. Okay, last week Nasdaq was able to make a double bottom from 10,600 area and bounce. Right now we are pulling back, but we can have, and that's a possible scenario, if we are going for a pullback, we can be making here a right shoulder of an invert head and shoulders pattern. But once again, we need to see it. When I'll become extremely bullish, if we break above 11,600, then I will be looking for a possible massive short squeeze ahead. But once again, we need to see it. After 1 to 3 days move, it's wise, as I said yesterday, it's wise to trim your profits on the way up, sell the rips, buy the dips. It's the plan right now. So let's see how this action will go in next couple of hours and days. Looking for Dow Jones, exactly the same thing. It bounced perfectly from my support line. Right now, trying to fight to stay above the 50-day moving average. Bull case scenario needs above 27, and that's my breakout point, 27,400. And from there, what will I be looking? I'll be looking if it's able to take out 28,250. Why? Because if it's able to go above, it will be making higher highs, and from there it can make higher highs, higher lows. Another pattern that we can have is exactly the same. We can be making here an inverse head and shoulders pattern, looking for a break higher. So stay open-minded for that possible scenario. Looking for SP 500 cash. We are in the middle of nowhere. Why? We have a gap to fill at 33.84. We have a gap to fill at 33.06. Yesterday gap up. So we are in the middle of nowhere. We are right at the 50-day. We stopped yesterday right at 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average at 33.53. We closed at 33.51. So big resistance ahead. So what we can have, we need to be prepared if then else scenarios. If we break below 33.32, that's yesterday lows, we can go all the way into 33.13. That's my first support, and after that 33.06 to fill this gap. Okay, that's the bear case scenario. If then else. If we go above 33.60, that will put us above the 50-day moving average, and we have a gap to fill at 33.84. Bull case scenario, in my opinion, needs above 3400. Okay, needs above 3400, and looking to take out and go above 34.29, 34.30. Why? Because that will start making higher highs, higher lows. Okay, and from there we should resume back up. But right now, very nice bounce. We are above the 8-day moving average. We are above the 21-day moving average. So while we are above 3300, I believe that that's my line in the sand. Above 3300, we are moving and start making higher lows. Let's see if we are able to make higher highs from here. Small caps, also a very nice bounce from the 200-day moving average. We almost filled the gap here, didn't feel it, but bulls were able to push it back above. We have a gap to fill at 151.1. Bull case scenario, in my opinion, is above 152.3. Why? That's above the 50-day moving average, and from there we should resume back into 158, 159. That's a big level ahead. So keep open-minded for that scenario. Bullish while we are above 145. Okay, 145. That's 200-day moving average. Staying bullish and looking for possible resume up next couple of sessions. Looking for the cubes. If you remember last week here on Monday, I got shares at 261, looking for buying in the whole the cubes and looking for a higher move on Nasdaq. So I closed my position on. I'm a day trader, okay? I'm mostly a day trader and looking for intraday moves and generate cash flow intraday. And I got a 261, okay, shares, and I closed those on the same day. Looking for now what the hell happened. So big move up. 277, so plus $16 for those that are still holding, plus $16. So the bull case scenario worked very, very well. We bought perfectly on the day one, okay, of the move. And we had last week nice upside into the 50-day moving average right here. Pull back, make a kind of double bottom, and from there we resume back up. Yesterday it was a very bullish case scenario here for the cubes because we gone all way above all the key moving average, the 8, 21, 50-day and 200-day moving average. So what's next? We have right now a resistance 277. We need above 277 to try to break the big wall, $280. If we break above $280, watch out, big short squeeze ahead. But once again, we need to see it. We are still not out of the woods, but especially Nasdaq is giving very, very bullish signs for a possible reversal and resume back up. So stay open-minded for that scenario. Looking for the SPYs, exactly the same. We stopped exactly at the 50-day moving average. Yesterday, the 50-day moving average 334.86, the high of the day 334.96, so basically missed by 10 cents and closed at 334.19, just slightly below the 50-day moving average. So we had a nice bounce from $320 area. That's my support line, $320 area. And we were able yesterday to gap up above the 8-day moving average and trying to push the 50-day. Still not able. The 50-day was a resistance, right now is acting as was a support, right now acting as resistance. So that's the basics on the technical analysis. Once a support is broken, it becomes a resistance. So we tested yesterday. So now what? Now we need to see what the hell is going to happen. We have a gap to fill at 338.5, but we also have a gap to fill at from yesterday gap 329.6. So what's the trading plan here? Below 332.1 we go and looking for $330 the first target, and below that 329.6 for the gap fill. That's the if we go for downside. For the upside, we need above 335. That's near the yesterday highs of the day. Above 335, we have a gap to fill at 338.5. So above 335, looking for longs into 338.5. Below 332, looking for a short, $2 short for a gap fill at 329.6. So where we stand right now, we have a very, especially on Nasdaq, a very beautiful recovery of the key moving average on the short terms. Bulls were active, defending the lows. Now we need to start making higher highs, higher lows. We're still not making that, and that's what I'll be monitoring next couple of sessions. That's why I say we are still not out of the woods on the stock market. Yesterday was a range day. I expect some choppy action in next going forward. So manage your risk wisely, try to generate cash flow, and stay open-minded for any scenarios. Okay, so thank you all for watching. Please give us a like and leave your comments below, and wish you all a great trading. And one of the most important things of all, be happy trading. Thanks everyone. Bye bye. See you.